Welcome back to Mail and Murder. So we left off with apparently finding the murderer, but there were some clues that were left questioning whether that individual murdered our grandfather, I believe. So basically, we have an individual who's been using, I believe it was painkillers, some sort of painkillers or injections. What is this? Okay, I can't interact with this envelope. It looks like it's sticking out of here. And that individual has already confessed to going over to our house and assaulting our grandfather and beating him supposedly to death. But the autopsy came back saying that is not the cause of death. Although he was beat up pretty bad, the cause of death seemed to be some sort of drug. And we already know that some sort of drug was administered, and his pupils were dilated. We also know that he is on some sort of medication, and it looks like he took that medication, and afterwards, he may have been ambushed. There was clearly a struggle. Black fur was left, and he was left lying on the ground. And the injuries that he sustained being beat up, those were found, and those are consistent with the person who probably beat him up, but those were not the cause of death. So we're still looking for the actual murderer. Now, there are only two other suspects really in this town, and the other two are the other two people that are running for mayor of the town. So one of them was the Goose, who seemed quite suspicious, didn't like our grandfather character at all, wanted him to not look at his wife. Apparently he looked at her when he said hi once, and that was enough to trigger this guy. And then there's also this school teacher who lives next door. And we know with the school teacher, she's incredibly smart. She was reading a book, and she just ordered a book recently that I delivered to her house about uses for plants. And she would almost every week, I believe, meet with our grandfather to discuss the future of the children and their education and building a new school or upgrading the school or something like that. I don't want to believe it's that individual, but a game like this wants to throw as much twists as possible. And since there are only two other suspects, it's probably going to be the teacher, to be fair. And I don't know how it's going to play this off. Maybe the grandfather was oh, I don't feel like you would be a reasonable person for mayor because your sole focus is on the kids, and we need a mayor who's balanced and would focus on a whole bunch of things. But the Goose character also seemed very, very certain that they would win this, as if they knew something. And I don't know how it's going to paint a picture, but in my mind, I want it to play out we'll suspect the teacher next of drugging grandfather, but then we'll find out this was all orchestrated by the Goose character, who set up two other people in order to take the fall, so that they look completely innocent and they would win. They get rid of all their competition that way. So that's the way I want it to play out. But we will see what will happen. So now we need to tell Sheriff about the autopsy report, which will open up the case again for us to further investigate. So let us head over. I don't entirely know who this is a statue of. There's no interaction with this one. Okay, so he's in jail now, which is unfortunate, but he did beat up grandfather. I mean, he should be in jail because he just raged out and beat up our grandfather when our grandfather was just trying to help him with his drug addiction. But he is not the killer. Sheriff Parkston, I just got the news from the forensic investigation. Here, look. I have determined that the mayor's cause of death was not from blunt force trauma, but due to morphine overdose. Yes, it was morphine that I believe the bull was on. This means that Jockey did not kill Pops, right? He will still go to jail due to his attempted murder, but he can't dodge the bullet He can't dodge that bullet. But I now wonder if he's covered for somebody else. I don't see this Bolt character covering for somebody, to be fair. He thinks he is the murderer? He is lying to us. Or maybe he truly believes that he killed Pops. I believe so. In his rage, I think he came over with the intent to kill him, or the intent to just harm him or scare him or something. Went a little bit too far, knocked him over, maybe knocked him unconscious, and thought he was actually dead. And then left there thinking he had killed him. That's what I think actually happened. Wait, the doctor said your Pops died by morphine overdose. Didn't Jockey take morphine as painkiller? That's right, he had an empty bottles laying around in his house. Where did he get those from? We should ask him about it. This should help us reach the true culprit. Where did he get those from? Yes, let's go and get the last duck in line. Jockey, we're here to ask you about your morphine pills. Do you know... Who do you have... Why do you have so many bottles? Oh, those. I've been using them for some time now. At some point, some of my pills went missing. I got more from my health insurance until they said I wouldn't get any more. Why didn't you tell us about the missing pills before? I didn't think it was important. Why does it even matter? We found out that Pops didn't die from you knocking him out. He died from a morphine overdose. What? Morphine overdose? But that can't be. Who else knows about your using morphine? I mean, I kept it pretty hidden. Mr. Cobbs might know about it. He was with me when I injured myself. Right. So now that it's pointing to the goose being the one, in the end it could end up being the teacher, or it's actually the goose. But how would Pops even have taken morphine unknowingly? Someone must have snuck the pills into his pill box. Which means the morphine must have been snuck in during the last few days. The pill box only goes for a week. Sounds about right. He normally stayed in his office and didn't go outside without a reason. The perpetrator must have distracted him, causing him to get outside for a while. Well, I mean, also the perpetrator could have snuck in, or walked on in, during their weekly meetings. Though, it only lasts for a week, and we know that the school teacher hadn't been meeting with him recently, for like the past week or two, because of the election stuff. We need to ask around if anyone has spent time with the mayor outside of office in the last week. Okay, so now back to asking people in the town. Maybe the teacher talked... I don't want it to be the teacher, though. Hello, Miss Kitsune. I'm here to ask you some more questions. Ask away, dear. Have you spent any prolonged time with Pops outside of his office last week? As I mentioned before, I normally spend time with Mr. Bobber to discuss school plans, but I didn't get a chance to meet them last week. I was too busy preparing for the mayoral election. I understand. Thank you for your time. It better not be the school teacher. The school teacher seems to be the only decent person in this town. Other than the police officer. And maybe whoever the forensic or the doctor was who examined the body. It's like right next to the police station, but we don't get to interact with them. They don't exist. Hello, Mr. Cobbs. I'm here to ask more questions to you. Of course, but this better not take too long. Have you spent any prolonged time with Pops outside of his office last week? No, I haven't. Frankly, I have more important things to attend to. Sorry, I was busy with the investigation. I'll make sure to get that sorted out right away. Get on with it. Okay. Who else is there? I don't think there's anybody else in this town. There's whoever owns this shop down here. Okay, now we finally get to meet this person. Socks. Hello, Socks. I'm here to ask you some questions. Sure, go ahead. Did you spend any prolonged time with Pops outside of his office last week? You bet I did. I spent some quality time with him, showing off my comedy routine for the mayoral election. Are you running as well? When was this? It was about 3 days ago. He had the time of his life. I love showing my clown routine to folks around. It's always a hit. Why did you show it to him? Cobbs mentioned that Mr. Bobber would enjoy it. Ah, Cobbs. And I'm always up for some funny business. Making people laugh is what I do best. Thanks, Socks. You've been very helpful. Glad I could help. Those are all the people I could find right now. Better go quickly pick up the mail I forgot. Okay. So I'll have to deliver some mail and then I might be able to talk to people again. Because clearly Cobb's over here. Cobb's ain't looking too good. Cobb set all of this up. He's orchestrated multiple people in this plot. Today, aside from the letter addressed to me, the only new mail we have is a postcard from Mr. Cobbs. Seems like he received yet another postcard from his family. They love him so much, I feel a bit jealous. Hold on. What's this on the card? What do you mean, what's this on? Can I look at it? A forensic analysis, and then... Let's see if I can find out what this card is about. What do you mean? Hi, darling. Signet is doing well. The water is good. Wish you were here. When coming back, here's the something number. 340107151. I think. Yeah, take a look at the postcard, sure. What is the meaning of this card? Is this like the letters? Okay, so let's say it's words. The third word in this letter is signet. The fourth one is... But then this can't be a 0, can it? The 0th one? If this starts with 0... 1, 2, 3, then is. Then the... is doing... Nah, I don't think that makes any sense. If this is not a 0? I don't know what this would be then. 7151. Yeah, I don't know. This one's a tricky one, I think. Or I'm overthinking it. And my solution is just supposed to be like 34010. I assume that's a 1. It kind of looks like these, but it's kind of long. 3400751. If this is like a divider. Kind of, it doesn't look like the other two ones. Might need like a hint. These just seem like numbers. Maybe I should try looking at them in a different way. Yeah, that's the problem. If it's letters, then 3 is usually E. Well, you'd be this way. Put a space here. 3 is usually E. 4... Well, 4 drawn that way is different, but 4 is usually A, I think. And then we'll pretend the O is an actual O. Then the next one is either like an I or an L. But I don't think so. Because this doesn't seem to spell anything. 7 is usually like T, I think. And then let's say the next ones are I's instead. Then S and then I. I don't know. I don't see anything here. If it's not something like that... This isn't like a P, is it? Where these two things are supposed to be together. So then instead of an L and an O... It's the 0 that's a problem. If it's referring to... I don't know what this word is. Can I have another hint? It's such a head turner, what should I do? Yeah, give me a hint, please. I could try turning my head upside down. Oh no. Can I just please turn the whole thing? This one upside down is like what, a D? Is... Okay, hold on, let me type this out. So upside down, that one would still be like this, like an I. Right, and the next one would be an S for sure. And then there looks like there's a space, and then it would be I. And then that is probably a T. So that's fine. And then the next one is either a D or a B. I'm gonna go with D first. And then O, and then H, and then E. And if that's not a D, then that's a B. B-O-H-E? Nope, that's an N. Is it done? That's their solution. How come submitting it never works? There we go. The letters say, is it done? What's the meaning of this? I must show this to Barkson. Okay. That's why you put your letters in an envelope, so nobody could see your secret message. Barkson, I need to show you something. What is it, Mallard? You look troubled. I found this on the postcard addressed to Mr. Cobbs from his family. It says, is it done? It sounds suspicious. Sheriff. Might Mr. Cobbs be the real murderer? Cobbs? What do you mean? His alibi is insignificant. Well, that's true for pretty much everybody. He said he was busy during Grandpa's death, but Pops was poisoned, so this alibi is null and void. And I found out that Socks showed Pops his comedy routine 3 days ago. The routine is done outside and takes a while. The morphine must have been sneaked in during that time. And I learned that Mr. Cobbs told Socks to perform his routine for the mayor. That can't be coincidence. Cobbs told Socks to perform. That's unsettling. It's all starting to make sense. Mr. Cobbs has a motive, since he didn't like my Pops, and now this note. That's enough proof for me, Mallard. Let's go bring him in. He will surely crack under the pressure. I don't think that's enough. Time to confront Cobbs. I don't think that's enough, but okay. Oh, I can't even talk to anybody else. Yep. Everybody's oddly positioned. I don't know, watching stuff go down? No, he's down this way. He does live here, right? Mr. Cobb's place, the epitome of family values. He's not here anymore. Epitome of hyperbole. Is that reference? House of Otterton, which we've never met. I think pronounced hyperbole or whatever his comedy routine name was. I can't remember. What is up this way? I've never been up this way. The pier. The old pier, Pop's favorite place. We sometimes just sat there looking at the beautiful blue river to relax. I now need that calm more than ever. Can I go this way? Oh. Like off into the water as a duck should be. My people need me. I shall return. Actually, that's probably where Cobbs is hiding. Out in the lake somewhere. Where exactly is Cobbs? Where's this guy disappeared to? Whose house is this? Okay, the path just ends. This is my house. Or at the mayor's house, where I lived as well. Now I just live in the post office. Nobody lives here? There's this picnic with the breadcrumbs. Meant to tempt me as a duck. I may fall for such temptations, but not anymore. Like, where actually is this guy? This is the clown place. Can't confront Cobbs if I don't know where Cobbs is. This is an unknown house. And I think I made a full circle. Cobbs's house. The post office. This dude is here, Socks. This Kitsune is right here. Oh. Why are they all just gathered right here? What is going on, guys? Been looking all over town for you. Cobbs, you are under arrest for the murder of Mr. Bobbert. Turn around and place your hands behind your back. He don't got no hands, he got wings. It's over, Cobbs, we got you. Arrest? Arrest for what? This is preposterous. You can't just waddle in here and accuse me of murder. Everyone knew that he always eyed my mate, always plotting against me. His mere presence made my feathers crawl. I did a service to our town by murdering that. Well. Calm down, Cobbs. You're only making things worse for yourself. No. No one looks at my mate and walks away with it. This is my family, my legacy. I'll be damned if I let anyone tear it apart. I've known Mr. Bobbert for years. He wasn't the kind of person you make him out to be. He only greeted her out of friendliness. Friendliness? Ha! That's just a facade. You're all out to get me, aren't you? Well, it won't work. I'll fight tooth and feather to protect what's mine. I'll sue you all. It's time to face the consequences of your actions. Mallard. Maylard, actually. I think his name is Maylard. I have to say, you did an outstanding job. You found the murderer of your grandfather and solved this case. Thank you for your help. Thank you, Sheriff. I couldn't have done it without you. It wasn't easy, but I'm relieved we finally got closure. Well, you should be proud of yourself. Not everyone can unravel such a complex mystery. I'm just proud that I was able to bring justice for my pops. Thank you. That means a lot to me. But what will happen to the town now? That's a topic for another day. But I feel that a better future awaits for us. Well, it's time to close this chapter. Rest assured, justice has been served. Yes, it's finally over. I can finally lay my pops to rest. And there we go. There we have it. I think this was a really well-made game. And I'm glad it wasn't the teacher in the end. I was scared for, like, that final twist. It's like, you go through all the people, you think it's one person, you think it's another person, then it's just the teacher silently and, like, super genius in the background. Luckily, it wasn't the teacher. It was just the goose. Which makes a lot of sense. Okay. So, I kind of want more of this game, to be fair. I kind of want to see, like, a sequel to this, where it may be, like, a year in the future. The new mayor is the fox next door, and she's, like, raised enough money to help the school and stuff. So we get to see the school as well, and maybe some more of the characters from this town. And I'm still the mail delivery person, but maybe in the next chapter, maybe in the next sequel, we have, like, the police officer ready to retire, and maybe, like, a newer, younger police officer, and then you have another murder take place, and then they're unable to solve it, so they bring in the mailman, Maillard, and he helps solve the case because he's just a genius duck, and that's how it works. So it would be cool to see something like that, but I don't know if there's any plans on continuing this or making another game, a sequel, or anything like that, but I really enjoyed this, and you all can check it out on Itch.io, and leave a like on there, leave a like on this video. You could hit subscribe, you could leave a comment if you'd like, and I'll see everybody in the next video.